Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm so glad you're joining me. I have another fun spring project to share with you. We're going to be using some brand new items over at Pretty Pink Posh. This is part of their March release, and I leave the entire release down below if you want to check it out. This is such a fabulous release, lots of spring elements. Today we're going to use border dies, and we're going to create a fun butterfly filled card using them. We have the butterfly border, and then we also have a grassy border. We're going to put these two together and create a fun card. I'm also bringing in a older but goodie die set. This is the spring foliage. I'm just going to use some of the leaves that are in here to add to my background, so we'll be using this. And then I have the Easter greetings stamp set and coordinating die that we're going to be using on our card today. So I'm going to do a little bit of die cutting. We're going to cut out some grass and some butterflies. I went ahead and did all my die cutting, and now I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending on them. The border I cut out with white, and we're going to be doing some layering on this. Okay, so I'm bringing in some... For these small butterflies, we're just going to use a small detail brush, and we're going to add a little color using some yellow ink just to the edges. I went crazy on cutting out my butterflies. I don't think I need all of these, but sometimes having extra is nice. I just like to ink blend all over the little edges. So my yellow is done. I'll do the same thing with the pink and the orange. We're going to add some ink to our grassy area, and I like to hit and miss the grassy areas because I like that two-tone look. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of color to my spring foliage here too. So everything has a little bit of ink to them. Now we're going to add our butterflies to our border. Now I'm going to bring in my glue, and I like a little flutter to my butterflies, and so I'm just going to add a little dot of glue in the center of all of these. I'm not going to add any glue to these two because I think we're just going an A2 panel. Let me see. And you know, I think I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut off 3 of the butterflies off of one side. And we're just going to focus on these. Okay? I do like a little flutter to my butterfly, so I like to fluff up the wings. And I put glue just down the center. And I'm going to offset these a little bit because this way I'm going to offset them, because this way I can see the white behind it. The larger butterflies you can add the body, and I cut out my butterflies with craft cardstock. This is Nina Desert Storm, and we will add these, and then we can add our little pink butterflies. Okay, we have some extra butterflies. I'm just going to put those to the side, but for the most part this border is good, and look how pretty that is. I just love the dimension. Of course, if it's going to flatten when it mails, but when you mail this, if you don't want them to flatten, all you would do is put some foam tape behind it. But I just think that looks so springy. Okay, I have a piece of cardstock here. Now I'm going to create a background panel for my card, and what I'm going to do, let's see, what's the easiest way to do this? I have a piece of white cardstock. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and I'm going to trim down this piece of cardstock to, let's trim it down to 3.5. Okay, and then I have a piece of teal colored cardstock. I'm going to trim this down to 3.5 also. And I'm going to go 3.5 by 3.5 with the teal colored cardstock. Okay. Now I'm going to take my white, just using my tape runner. I'm going to add some adhesive on the bottom. And I'm going to add my grassy border. I'm going to add a little more adhesive. And then I'll take my 3x3 panel and we're going to add this right below that grassy border. Now my panel is done. Well, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to trim off my leaf bottoms here. And then we're going to do a little tucking with these behind the butterflies. I'm going to add a little glue right at the bottom, and I'm going to tuck these underneath my butterflies. Just add a little dots of glue. And then we can add some greenery, and I'm going to go over the top and the bottom with these leaves. Just so you can't see the ends. Okay, and that is all there is to that. How fun is this? I think it looks, I'm giving it a second to dry, but I think that looks so springy. Look how fun that looks. Now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put some small foam squares behind here. So we have a little dimension behind here. I'm going to flip this over and we're going to put it right at the seam where our grassy area is, just a little bit below it. Actually, I think I'm going to round the corners. Let me use my corner rounder. And I'm going to round the corners here. Technically, you should round the corners before you add the border, but you know what they say about hindsight. But I like the way that looks. Okay, so we rounded the corners. I'm going to put this to the side, and we're going to work on our background really quickly. We're going to ink blend directly on our card base. So I'll place my card base, make sure it's opening the right way, and then I'm bringing in my Tiny Bows stencil. We're going to add this. And I wanted something in my background, but I didn't want to take away from my spring look, so I'm going to use a very pale gray ink. And I'm just going to lightly go around the edges, just so you could see those bows, but they're not standing out. It kind of doesn't look like I'm doing much, but when you remove the stencil, you can really see the gray. And I'm not worried about the middle because only a little bit of the bows are going to be showing. Doesn't look like I did much, but when you remove the stencil, you can really see those bows, but it's nice and subtle. Now we're going to bring in our background. We're going to add this to the center. Wonderful. And then now we're going to stamp our greeting. I'm going to stamp my greeting on the same color of cardstock that we used for our butterfly panel. Let's see, happy spring or spring greetings? Let's do spring greetings. I'm going to stamp it with an acrylic block. We're actually going to heat emboss. So I'm going to treat my cardstock with my anti-static powder. I'm going to bring in my watermark ink and we'll go ahead and stamp this. We'll bring in some white embossing powder. And then I'll use my heat gun and we'll melt it. Okay, I'll take the coordinating die and we're going to go ahead and cut this out. So there's our greeting. We're going to go ahead and take this and add it to our card here. I think that's a good spot. Lovely. We have some extra butterflies we're going to add now. We will add this last one. And I know I couldn't fit a foam square behind there, but I think that looks adorable. And then the rest we could just save for another card. Actually, should we put a little, maybe we should put a little, maybe I'll put one more up here. We'll add one up here also. Let's go ahead and add this. There, we have a few extra butterflies we can put on the inside if we wanted to, but I think that looks really cute. So we have a lot of little flutter going on there. Okay, let's finish our card off with a few of Pretty Pink Posh's pearls. And I'm just going to use a few coordinating colors here. So we added a few pearls to the butterfly bodies in different sizes. I think that just looks wonderful. I think pearls and spring go together. And that will finish off my card project today. Before I go, I do want to mention that my card project today is for an Instagram hop. This is day 2, and I hope you can join us. Head on over to Instagram. Start at Pretty Pink Posh is always the best place to start. But I thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.